Hey y'all, I'm back. It's time for us to talk about Belle Collective. Make sure you liking up the video and let's go and get on into it. So Carrie is bringing a few of the Bells together for some crawfish. LaTeshia, Marie, and Selena. Now LaTeshia feels like Latrice broke the girl code by not telling her about Mandy and Glen. I don't know if that's necessarily girl code. You know what I'm saying? Because some people don't want to get in the middle of what you got going on, right? However, it is a situation of, well, shit. I mean, if it was you, you know what I'm saying, you would probably want somebody to tell you, right? So it's like I do get both sides of the situation. Y'all know I typically do understand both sides. All right. That's just how I am. But Selena was asked about how she felt about everything, right? That happened at the pool party. And she said, well, I did speak to Latrice, and they did a flashback on that. And that's when Latrice said that she didn't want to be in the middle of what the hell they had going on. She didn't. I don't know, because I am torn because I feel like the focal point is now being on the role that Latrice should have played in sharing the information versus the fact that your husband been out here on some whole shit. Okay, I feel like the focus is shifting just a little piece, and I don't know. I mean, I guess you could say that Latrice was wrong. Maybe she could have said, "Hey, Mandy got some things that she want to share with you." Maybe you could have gave Mandy a heads up and say, "Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and just let Latrice know that y'all might need to have a conversation." Potentially, maybe Latrice did the whole pool party for that to happen, but not to happen in the way that it happened. Possibly, right? Maybe so. Who knows? Anywho, now Selena says that in that flashback that Latrice may have felt like, or at least LaTeshia felt like she should have told her. And Latrice said that she could understand that. Like, I could understand that. I get that she may feel like I could have told her, and I could have, but at the same time, I wasn't trying to be in the middle of what y'all got going on. Right? I don't know, girl. I don't know, girl. I don't know. Now, LaTeshia says that she is still processing everything. And she also says that she's sleeping in the room with her son because that's where she gets peace. All right. So she's still trying to, process all of this. And keep in mind, LaTeshia was prepared. Tisha was prepared to wipe everything away with the situation because it all happened prior to a certain date. Right. So she's really pressed about the fact that it ain't even the history of the situation in my personal. It's more so the fact that they made a commitment at the top of the year and come to find out he messaged this girl or whatever in February. So that's what she's really pressed about. Okay. But either way, it's your man, girl. Now, Carrie plans a trip for the ladies, right? And she's planning on inviting Tamber and Latrice to this trip, but she did not invite them out for the crawfish. And the strategy was kind of smart because if you would have had well, pretty much LaTeshia and Latrice in the same place, it could have got heated. It could have messed up the whole trip. So maybe it made sense for you to invite them, have a good time, which is what she said. Like, I didn't invite them today, or more so, I didn't invite Latrice today because I wanted to have some peace, right? Um, I think one of the questions could have been at the time, like, why you didn't invite Latrice and Tambra out to this little crowd thing. And she said, well, I wanted to have some peace. And I'm like, well, why y'all keep inserting Tambra in it like Tambra did something wrong? If don't nobody on this cast owe y'all a motherfucking thing, it will be Tambra. If don't nobody on this cast owe y'all eat motherfucking thing, it would be Tambra who owes y'all absolutely nothing. And in all honesty, she should be savoring and enjoying this entire moment that you just is going through because y'all damn sure tried to do it to her. But I can appreciate her taking the higher road because, I mean, what's that gonna get her, right? Enjoying the downfall or the struggle or whatever they got going on in their relationship. Like, what's that gonna do for her? If anything, she gets to sit back now and she gets to watch and see the same things that you meant for me is now happening for y'all. So I'm just gonna sit back and watch it. Right. But if don't nobody owe y'all, then I would definitely say that it would be Tambra. However, because, and of course, and maybe it's just the editing. Like, obviously all the ladies know that Miss Amanda pretty much told this information to Latrice as well as Tambra. Here's my issue with Latrice though. My issue with Latrice is needing somebody else to bail her out. Tambra was there too. Tambra was there. Like, yeah, she told us that she want to make sure that she's not the only person getting the heat. Ma'am, you will be the only person getting it because Amanda is your goddamn friend. That's not Tambra's friend. That's your good girlfriend. And it happened at your house. So yeah, you're gonna be the one that's gonna get that work for the time being. And I don't think that it would behoove or be smart of Marie or LaTeshia to come for Tambra, considering the fact that we was on their ass when they did it in the previous seasons. So it wouldn't be smart to do that right now. So now they're going to divert their attention to you because once again, it was your bestie and it was at your house and Tambra was nowhere around. Okay. Now, Carrie says she gonna plan this trip and she wants LaTeshia to get back to, doing her brunches and stuff. And she wants her to start with her restaurant. And LaTeshia tells her, well, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. When I brunch with purpose. Girl, I'm so tired of LaTeshia name and brunches being in the same sentence. I'm not even finna hold y'all. But aside from that, okay, she says she's not gonna be there at 100% mentally because she just don't have the capacity. So she's gonna lean on Carrie to show up for her. Basically, I feel like I don't know the reasons why LaTeshia stopped doing her own brunches, but I don't know what's connected to that. But I do feel like she's really using this moment of what happened with her husband to pretty much get this work out of damn Carrie. Like, I'm gonna let Carrie do everything. Cause I don't want to do it no way. I just want to see how she puts it together and however she does it. I want to take, whatever notes and implement that over here. I mean, granted, she did ask the lady for some help, but something about it just makes me feel like BITCH, you not that damn down and out. You finding out that this man was entertaining another woman that he supposedly didn't have sex with cannot be half as stressful as it was to find out that this nigga may have a child somewhere else across town. Like, is you cool? It's something about that dynamic that just sounds so damn weird to me. And it's like, I'm like, girl, you just really want Carrie to be the one in charge of putting the damn stuff together. Okay? That's what it's given. But anywho, Carrie said, that's fine. She said, girl, I got to take over spirit. I said, this will be a problem. Carrie having a takeover spirit, in my personal, will indeed be a problem at a later time because at some point, when LaTeshia does things on her own and Carrie's not available to assist her in that moment, Carrie is likely going to show up like Akeisha did. She's going to show up with critique. And LaTeshia not going to be able to take that critique. And that's where we're going to have an issue, especially if Carrie steps up and wants to take over because she has a takeover spirit. And I want y'all to always remember that in this moment, when it's beneficial for LaTeshia here, she ain't going to have no issues. She ain't going to have no issues at all. But the moment you feel like you're trying to outdo her, it's going to be a problem. And that's really her speaking from her own insecurity. But that's just my personal. We're going to keep going. So Tambra and her family, she's with Damon. Honestly, it don't even look like she's with Damon. All right. But before we even get to Damon showing up in the picture, Tambra talks about her daughter who's not in daycare yet. Girl, I can relate. We see each other. We see each other. Okay. At some point, yeah, maybe the child needs to go on to daycare. Some parents don't do that. They send them straight on to Head Start, whatever the case is, right? And shout out to my son's doctor because he was like, you don't have to put him in daycare right now. Maybe a few months before he goes into Head Start, that would make sense, but you don't have to. So I don't have no issue with Tambra wanting to keep her child so close because so much stuff is going on nowadays, right? And then also, it takes some time to vet out the right place for your child. So when that time comes, it'll happen. I completely understand where she's coming from. London Simone looks just like her daddy. Looks just like her daddy. Cute little girl. Look just like this man. When he walked to the door, she was like, who is that? I'm like her twin. That's who that is, okay? But anywho, it doesn't seem like these two are together anymore because the way she said, who's that at the door, it just kind of it just didn't seem like they lived together, right? And when they hugged, I didn't really see the warmness. Like, it just didn't look like they were in a relationship. But also, I think it could be for the cameras, possibly. I'm not sure. Y'all let me know your thoughts on that. But it didn't seem like they were together to me. Now, Tambra says that, Damon has been taking on other jobs, or at least he took on a second job. And she thinks that he's trying to get things together. And I'm like, together like what? Like engagement? Because I don't believe that they're engaged, at least to our knowledge. And I think that's something that she's still desiring. So I'm like, is he needing to get another job for that? Well, in all honesty, it would have been cheaper for him to go ahead and get a damn engagement ring before y'all move forward in having a child, because the child gonna cost more than that. But do what y'all want to do, okay? Meanwhile, speaking of money, she wants to know about the finances, right? She wants to know what's going on, what's up with the money, okay? Can she get a little access to the money, right? And he gonna ask her, have y'all ever went without? And she said, oh, baby, I'm not going without. I said, knew this motherfucker right. I knew that right. You can think, I knew that's right. There you go. She said, "Oh, I'm not going without." Okay, and neither is she. He said, I know that, I know that." Okay, well then, what was your purpose of saying that? Basically, I guess you're saying whenever we need something, you always there to provide or whatever. I guess that's what he want to say. So where I get the money or how the money is coming in, don't worry about it. Is what is given out. No. Right. But she's like, listen, I like to talk about money, honey. I love talking about investments, retirements, you know what I'm saying? Savings. I love to talk about coins, okay? And how I can get a little bit more, okay? Even if it is a high yield saving account that's just giving me a little piece here, a little piece there, a little piece here, a little piece there. Cause I could take that little piece and flip that little piece. Like, I'm like, what we gotta do? Like, I'm here about the money. And let me tell you something. I really think that men should take that, like, if you see how your lady moving with money, and she likes to know what's going on with financing and being up to date, like, it's okay, like, open up a little bit more. Okay. She likely trying to help you grow yours too. All right. Where you are today don't have to be where you are in 5 years. If you maybe just open up and let her know a little piece. But it also depends. You, as I say, this makes sense if you see how your girl handles money, your wife, your significant other, whatever. If you see how that person is handling money, like, I see you wise, you're a little smart with yours. Okay. And when they start asking about your finances and stuff, it may be to help you. And now that you guys have a child together, she just wants to get clarity and get understanding and all of that. And I think all of that makes sense. I think these are the right conversations that they should have with or without a child, right? Prior to having London, and now London is here. I think y'all really should have those conversations, right? And he's so skeptical. And I'm just like, why? Why? Why is that? I feel like you probably making decisions with your money that you probably shouldn't be, and you're probably making decisions on things that you think are going to give you a return on your investment, possibly. And it may not. But then again, are you afraid that if she knows just how much money you really got, that she's going to be asking you for more or something like that? Like, what is the reason for not being open about that? If y'all are in like a real relationship and trying to elevate to the next level, like, I just don't see anything wrong with that. Now let's get to Cliff and Latrice, because she says that she been stressed out over what happened at the pool party. Miss LaTeshia is not answering her calls. All right. She don't know if she's gonna be back on the outs with the group. Like, she don't know what's going on. So she says that she's stressed out. But at the same time, she said, I don't feel like I'm responsible for these grown ass people. Like, y'all make y'all own decisions. And why is that my fault? And it's like, because that's your friend and it did happen at your house. And she just feels like, even if it did happen at my house, like, I'm not responsible for these grown ass people. Right? Now, what I think you could have told Mandy was like, hey, yo, listen, check this. I'm inviting Tisha and Glenn to my house. So whatever y'all got going on, please don't pull that shit in my house, because I ain't got time for nobody coming for me like they did last time, saying I did this and saying I did that, trying to put all the blame on me. Because I swear to God, if you think I didn't touch them hoes previously, they will get touched this time. So to save me and them and yourself, please don't pull no stunts at my house. Please don't pull no stunts at my damn house. All right. So it definitely could have went like that. Like, I'm not planning to tell LaTeshia, because I feel like that's your job to tell LaTeshia. I'm not trying to be in the middle of shit y'all got going on. Okay. So please don't pull no stunts at my crib. I don't know. I probably would have to give her that heads up, especially knowing if cameras are going to be there. And I've been on the outs with these ladies before. Even if I do know the tea just a little bit, I it depends on the friend, right? It depends on the friend. Like, I don't know. I feel like if it was like my best friend, like my close friend, like, I'm probably gonna be like, girl, I'm gonna tell you something. Don't be mad at me, but I just want to be honest with you and get it off and just let you know I did see such and such in the club. Right? But also, you got to know how your friend is when they receive certain information, because some people may try and X you out and all of that. You just got to really weigh the odds of the situation. So I don't see Latrice and LaTeshia being as close. So she may have felt like, I'm not even gonna get in the middle of it, because the last time something popped off like this, I already know how it went. I was always to blame. I ain't got nothing to say. I don't know nothing. I ain't in it. Right? So I don't know. I think it's many of factors, right? But this is what it is. This is what happened. She did say that she talked to Amanda, and she said that when she went to go talk to Amanda right out her mouth said, I was wrong. Right out the gate, I was wrong for what it is that I did, right? And then she also said that she didn't think that Amanda would do anything like malicious, or she wouldn't be malicious about that. And I'm just like, girl, I'm sorry. She would. She would. Like, how can you say that your friend who's actively interacting with a man that is married and then say that she wouldn't do anything malicious? I feel like that's malicious within that, because it ain't like you're just a chick talking to this man that you didn't know was married, right? Not only did you know he was married, but you know who his wife is. So it's like, girl, I'm sorry, that is malicious right there. That's so don't say that she wouldn't when she already has. Okay? And granted, maybe she would not have said anything at the pool party if she wasn't so damn drunk. Because personally, for me, I think she was drunk as hell. But that's just that's what I think. I think Miss Girl was drunk as hell. Yes, ma'am. She was. But, she had a little piece of that liquid courage, and it caused her to come on out and say some things and all this and that. But Amanda, I don't know about you. I don't know about you either, because you came onto the show. You had Miss Treese talking about how, she was cheated on and this and that. That's why you got your divorce. But come to find out, the times that you was over there talking to Glen, you was married yourself. So I don't know. Like, you're not giving 100% authentic yourself, and I'm just being honest. And then you sit up there, you talking to LaTeshia, you giving her the information. Then when she get near her husband, you tell her not to ask you and ask her husband. Well, BITCH, you the one that's been giving her the information. You been letting her look in your phone to see everything that's been going on. So now all of a sudden it's ask your husband. I guess, child. And be very clear, because LaTeshia, I don't feel bad for you either. Be very clear, all right? I don't. So Cliff, he's talking about being in the condo while Latrice is gone. Y'all know she's gonna be on this trip, and she's asking him like, "Where you gonna go?" And he's like, "I'll be at the condo since you ain't here." And she said, "Well, I'm gonna need you to be at this house when I'm here. Okay, you need to be home." So he like, "Well, wait a minute. You grown, so you can do what you want to do. So I mean, that means I can too." And she said, "No, wait a minute, okay, because I could do things to a certain extent. There are limitations on it, right?" And so he's like, "Okay, you're doing too much at this point. I feel like you don't want to be in control." And so he tries to flip this on her. It's a mess. Carrie. Carrie is walking into the lake house with her husband, and she gonna sit up here and call this shit a mansion. Carrie, stop playing with us. Okay? Stop that. And anybody else that think this is a mansion, you're a fool. It's not giving that, girl. It's giving lake house. It's giving a house by the water. All right. Now they flash back to a sit down with Latrice and Selena and Tambra, because Carrie asked Selena and Tambra to be, I guess, host or whatever for this trip, usher the ladies on in and all of that, make sure everybody's good. So we flash back to a conversation where Selena is asking the ladies if they felt like they broke girl code, because Tambra says that Amanda told her and Latrice information about the DMs and showed it to them. And so the ladies don't really feel like they broke girl code. And I'm kind of with them. And Tambra says, "Listen, I'm not telling LaTeshia anything, because it's not my business to tell LaTeshia about her husband." Love that so much for her. Love that so much for her. Because if Tambra would have did it, they would have swore Tambra was trying to get them back for the antics that they did last year. And she would have been well within her right, in my personal. Right? But Tambra's like, I ain't got it. My name Bennett. I ain't in it. I just told y'all it's not my business to tell her about her man. Okay? Good luck with that. All right? And before we move on, let's talk about this. I just think it's so funny that this episode we're highlighting girl code when y'all never cared and girl code never existed before. And now when LaTeshia's husband does something to her, and let's not say, "Oh, Latrice did this to LaTeshia," we're not gonna do that. When LaTeshia's husband does what he does to her, then now we want to have a conversation about girl code. Where was the girl code in the past? Where was the girl code with the other ladies in the past? Huh? Where was that girl code when y'all came at Tambra on more than one occasion? Where was the girl code, LaTeshia, when you wanted to pull Greedy to the side to tell him what you heard from his ex and all this other shit, knowing that he's with Tambra now? Where was the girl code? Now we care about girl code because it supposedly happened to, or not supposedly, but it happened to this lady by way of her husband. The lady that's supposed to be in charge of the Bells go around. Okay. So Marie is killing me. Marie, when I tell you, y'all, I have been liking Marie the past season and this season so far, not even finna hold y'all. Okay. I have been liking Marie. Marie has been, for the most part, staying out of this shit. And I love it. I like the fact that she and Latrice have a better relationship. Even if they bump heads a little bit with this LaTeshia situation, I'm hoping that they can still maintain the friendliness amongst each other and understand the bigger op in this situation is Glen and not Latrice. So I'm hoping they realize that. But let me get on you for a little bit, Marie, because the way you had me hollering, sitting up here talking about them damn crawfish and how Carrie was doing these crawfish and they unsanitary. How when y'all got to the house and Carrie told y'all gonna go to the gator swamp and you rolled your eyes. I said, Marie has me hollering. You know why? Because you're sitting up here acting like you're so bougie. Meanwhile, you're dealing with your man, Cedric, right? You're over here hunching on Cedric in a hut. Be very clear about it. Don't scoot back up off me, girl. Scoot back up off me. All right? You over here hunching on Cedric in a damn hut and over here cutting strawberries for this man on a dirty ass countertop. But you have the nerve. Don't put your hands on me. Do not put your hands on me. But you have the audacity to feel a way about some damn crawfish. At least the damn crawfish was on top of some type of parchment paper. Okay? And she just showing y'all what to do. And you over here talking about something being unsanitary. Girl, ain't nothing more unsanitary than that damn house. Okay? And that pull-up beard that Cedric be wearing. All right. Ain't nothing more unsanitary than you over here hunching on this man already in a bed that you know plenty of women had already been in. Don't put your hands on me. Okay. Don't do that. But you want to act bougie about Carrie. Then they bring you some oysters out, and I'm with you though. I'm not gonna eat raw oysters. Can we charbroil those, please? Thank you so much. Put them on thank you so much. Little sprinkle of cheese. Thank you so much. Cause I'm not gonna eat raw ones. I tell you that. That's not in my nature. I need a piece of cooked for me. So I get it. But it's the way that you will go about letting down your guard, your sanitary guard for this man. Hello, are you there? But when it comes to things that Carrie is trying to do, you want to sit up here and be like, oh my God, you want to turn your nose up and stuff, huh? Oh, okay then. Girl, get that together, honey. That's not, it's not working. You thought nobody gonna see it. Well, I did. Let's keep going. Now, the ladies learn about their rooms, right? And LaTeshia and Latrice was supposed to be sharing a room. And LaTeshia says, girl, I'm not in here bunking with this lady. Girl, I'm gonna be in here with Marie before I sit in here with her. And that looks like from the previews exactly what it is that LaTeshia is going to do. She's gonna room up with Marie and not be in there with Latrice. And Latrice happy as hell because although she didn't want to be in a bunk bed, at least she get to be in there by her damn self. Hello, and I would have definitely welcomed and ushered her ass right on out and helped her with her bags to get the Marie room. Be clear about it, right? And then LaTeshia gonna say something about her being the youngest Belle. Like being the youngest Belle comes with a crime. And I'm just like, girl, not you being the youngest Belle, but you giving that you second to the oldest. The oldest being Marie. And you coming in as a strong damn second. Okay. So they do the gator thing. They get ready to go out to eat. And it's time for them to talk about this pool party. And LaTeshia says that she never in her life has been humiliated, disrespected, and embarrassed. And I was ready to chew her up. And then she followed it up with in her friend's house. And I'm like, girl, listen, it don't have to be in the friend's house though. Cause you've definitely been humiliated, disrespected, and embarrassed. Okay, I've never had that in a friend's house, girl. Okay, so she feels like Latrice lied to her, and she knew what Amanda was gonna come and do. And I don't know. I don't think Latrice knew what Amanda was going to do, but I do feel like Latrice knew that there was a possibility that that could happen. That's what I think. So Latrice says it wasn't a setup because she had no reason to do that to her. Like, why? What would be my reason to do that to you? Like, why would I do that to you? Right? This wasn't a part of my plan. And LaTeshia says, but you knew, right? You knew what was up. You knew from the very beginning that this lady had been talking to my man and you didn't give me no heads up. You didn't let me know. I ain't know what I was walking into. And this is why I will never get with LaTeshia on this situation ever. The way that Tambra did not know what she was walking into when y'all went to go, and what was that? I think they either went to like a gun range last year or they went to like some type of breaking stuff type of thing. They went somewhere last year, and then you and damn Marie damn near ambushed Tambra about talking to her ex. Like, girl, what? And then want to make it seem like this lady is lying, and y'all don't even got all the facts and not even willing to believe her. And you knew that from the beginning. So I'm just like, Uh, So when Mandas came to the front and said, "Oh, I could get with Marie, but LaTeshia's the type of person that like to throw rocks and hide her hands," not wrong at all. That's 100% facts, and that's why I cannot feel bad for LaTeshia in this situation, right? So Latrice wants Tambra to bail her out and to speak up, and I'm like, why? Tambra does kind of try to speak up and say that she don't think that Latrice knew what the questions were going to be or anything. She doesn't think that she had anything to do with that. She does speak up and say that. But also at the same time, Latrice, this is your best friend and it's at your house, right? It is what it is. So she feels like she did not cross LaTeshia at all. So she feels like she never did that. And she's like, can you bring up a time that I've ever done something like that to you? So of course, LaTeshia brings up points that Glen has made about Antoinette coming around. But here's the thing. Yeah, she brought Antoinette around, but you already knew how Antoinette felt about y'all. It's okay. Somebody could have easily told her not to come. But yeah, she came around, and I don't know if Latrice even knew that Antoinette was going to snap off on you the way that she did, right? But I mean, that's one incident. We'll put that on Latrice and say that Latrice did that. That's one incident, but she couldn't name nothing else, right? So, and that was her only time that she mentioned. But also in the same, it is what it is. Okay. So LaTeshia feels like she was being played with in her face, right? She felt like she was being played with in her face. And Latrice said, well, don't say that, because if I'm playing in your face, and that means your husband's playing in your face. And I said, girl, you don't even have to be playing in her face. It's not no if I'm playing in your face. It's I'm not playing in your face. Your husband been playing in your face. That's what you should have said. Right? It's not no if I'm playing in your face, then your husband. It's not an if then statement. BIT. It's I'm not playing in your face. I didn't play in your face. Who has played in your face and has shown themselves to do so on a continuous basis has been your husband. Let's not deflect and make me the issue here. Okay? But it is what it is. LaTeshia says that she didn't play in her face. I'm sorry, Latrice says she didn't play in her face, and that, with this situation, she never wanted to be in the middle of it. And LaTeshia is like, she don't want people to come on this platform, i.e. Amanda, and think that they could come for her and her husband. But any other time, she's like, you're in my face and up my ass. Now, I don't believe that Amanda was really up your ass like that, girl. I don't believe Amanda was up your ass like that. Cut it out. I don't. She's like, that's what kills me so much. So you feel like Amanda is somewhere kissing your ass as if she wants to get onto this show because you have to approve it. When really, all she gotta do is probably develop a relationship with Carlos. Like, you probably helped put this show together if that's what really happened. But I don't know why you're not learning from other reality shows that you're not that girl like that. Once y'all sell y'all show or the idea or whatever and they rename it, the ownership changes. So you're not in charge of the girls. And I really hate that he has you thinking that. But let's keep going. So Carrie, she talks about how she's on LaTeshia's side, but she doesn't believe that Latrice was trying to be messy or start mess or anything. And I'm like, okay, well, Carrie, the moment you let your girl know that, the dynamics will change with you and her, I'm sure. Right? Now, Latrice was trying to, I'm sorry, not Latrice, but Marie thinks that Latrice was telling everything else, so why she ain't tell her that? She could have told her. She could have told her, but she didn't want to be in the middle of it, so it is what it is. Marie thinks that Latrice knew those questions as well. Latrice said she didn't know any of that. I think the questions came from production. I do. I think the questions came from production, and I think that they probably got into Amanda's ear to let her know to go ahead and let LaTeshia know about what was happening. Okay. That's what I think. But LaTeshia asked Marie if there's anything. I'm sorry. She asked Latrice if there's anything that she's ever seen Glen do. And Latrice is over here thinking. And I feel like I know what she's thinking, right? Now, at one point, Marie is like, oh, well, that's your answer right there. Basically, he has done some things. That at least that's what I felt Marie was saying. But I understand the hesitance from Latrice, because if I tell you some of the stuff that I witnessed that your man did, all you're going to do is flip it on me and make me the bad person for never telling you about your husband. But why would I tell you about your partner who likely had a child on your ass? You didn't know for sure, but you still were willing to stay with him. You find out the child wasn't his. So now, yeah, you feel great about yourself, great about your marriage, so you hang in there. Basically, this man has had other situations throughout y'all marriage where he has been the problem and you have yet to leave. So why do I need to come and share with you about what the hell he got going on if the behavior is not going to change, but you're only going to flip it on me and make it seem like I'm the fucking problem when the problem is in the home with you? That's crazy. But either way, good luck. That's all I got. Y'all leave y'all thoughts and comments down below. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye.
Tell him I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters. I'm silent. Nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification. Them numbers hit like it's a proxy. Cash died at the ATM. And the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATL. Got them trying to clone me like Agent Smith. Game time, I invaded gym. High elevated, I can face the rim. Putting shots up. I got laser focus, about to take it over.